American English, American English. Teach and learn American English.
In this teaching tip topic, Bruce will examine what critical thinking is and how to use photographs to promote critical thinking in the ESL or EFL classroom. Welcome, Bruce.
Hi, I'm Bruce, and I'd like to share a few teaching tips today for developing your students' vocabulary and grammar while practicing critical thinking. Let's get started. Today we'll talk about what critical thinking is and then discuss some specific techniques for using photographs to promote critical thinking practice in the English language classroom. Critical thinking really means careful or deep thinking. It doesn't mean you have to criticize or be negative about something. Critical thinkers attempt to step outside of themselves in order to form a judgment based on a more objective analysis of a statement, argument, or issue. Critical thinkers distinguish between knowing and guessing. The goal is to get closer to the truth. The general sequence I would like to suggest when using critical thinking in the classroom starts with observing or looking at something, like a photograph. Then you ask a few simple questions about what the photograph is about. This is the understanding part of the sequence, which is followed by analyzing, in which the questions get more specific about what we know or don't know about whatever we're looking at. Finally, you try synthesizing, for which your students might use 2 or more photos to make more general observations on a theme. In observing, you guide your students to look twice, meaning to look and look again in order to see details in the photo that they might have missed at first. Many students do not take the time to observe pictures carefully, but you want to encourage them to be more like detectives trying to solve a mystery. And this starts with asking in a general way about what's going on and then focusing on other things we see. For understanding, ask some questions about aspects of the photo that might be hard to figure out just by looking. We may not really understand what's going on, but at least we can acknowledge the limits of our understanding by noting what we know or don't know about what's happening. In this photo, we observe that 4 people have stopped to look at something above, but we don't know what they're looking at. For analyzing, you can break the photo into parts that also serve as lead-ins for vocabulary and grammar practice. I suggest the following 5 areas: time, when is this happening? Location, where is this happening? People, who are they? Objects, what are they? And activities, what is going on? In synthesizing, guide your students to make connections between 2 or more photos to form a big picture based on similarities or differences. Now let's try our critical thinking sequence. Take a look at this photo. Observe. What do you see in this photo? You can ask the class to describe the objects on the table or the clothes each person is wearing. All good for vocabulary purposes. Understand. Now we ask, who are these people? Your students will probably notice that there are 3 generations sitting here, and they will probably identify the mom and dad in the middle on the right, their 3 children, and the older woman, probably the grandmother, at the upper left. You could ask whether there are any other possibilities. Students will probably notice the empty chair. You can ask, who is missing? Maybe the grandfather, students will say. You ask, where is he? Students will say, he's probably taking the picture. Using words like maybe, might be, and probably are important in critical thinking because they indicate that we don't know something for sure. Analyze. Do we know anything more about this picture? When was it taken? Actually, this photo does have some written information in it. your students will see that it was taken in a restaurant in 2011. But you ask, where is this restaurant? And where are the people from? For synthesizing, if you have time to show another photo of a family eating together, then you can compare and contrast the two pictures. How is this photo different from or similar to another photo of a family eating together? And if you're looking for ways to extend this critical thinking practice, here's an assignment. Feel free to pause the video here and take a closer look. Summing up, today I talked about what critical thinking is and showed you how to use photographs to promote critical thinking practice in your English language classroom. I hope you found this teaching tip useful and will try it out in class with your students. Thank you for joining me.
To check out other great teaching tip videos, be sure to subscribe to our American English YouTube channel. You can find resources for teachers on the American English website, and if you haven't already, be sure to like us on the American English for Educators Facebook page.